The French First Lady has been caught on camera pushing her husband, President Emmanuel Macron, in the face. The incident happened as the couple touched down in Vietnam. The French president initially appears startled, but quickly composes himself and waves to the cameras on the tarmac. President Macron later said he was joking with his wife and denied there had been any dispute.
The claim is that Brigitte Macron lived as a man named Jean-Michel, or John Michael, for 30 years before becoming Brigitte. Number two, Brigitte Macron claims that Jean-Michel is her brother. Problem is that her brother's missing. A person named Jean-Michel existed for about 30 years and then just stopped existing. Suddenly, Brigitte Macron arrived and existed. Number three, there are no photos of Brigitte Macron in the first 30 years of her living. The press has tried to pass off a photo of her daughter, a desperate attempt to pretend that Brigitte existed as a child. Number four, the international press could not locate her alleged ex-husband that she allegedly had 3 children with. They similarly tried to pass off a fake picture of him as evidence that he existed. And that turned out to be a faculty photo from the school that Brigitte taught at. Brings us to number 5. If these claims are true, that would mean that Brigitte Macron is actually 78 years old, 8 years older than she claims to be.
Trouble in paradise for the Macrons? There was a bizarre moment where on video you can see Brigitte Macron slapping Emmanuel Macron, the French president. I'll show you right now. And you can tell by the look on his face of surprise when people saw that it happened, that it wasn't a good thing. It wasn't like a joke.
Why did Macron freak out so much after Brigitte slapped him? No one's noticing she might actually be the one running France. Macron was about to get off the plane in Vietnam when Brigitte slapped him. As soon as he saw the cameras, you could tell he panicked. He forced out an awkward little smile. Then on the stairs, he offered his arm, but Brigitte brushed him off. He awkwardly kept his arm up, trying to play it cool. This isn't the first time she shut him down in public. Back in 2018, during a White House welcome, Brigitte refused to link arms with Macron. Instead, she turned to chat with Melania like Macron wasn't there. Let's not forget Brigitte used to be Macron's teacher. He's always been kind of in awe of her. Whenever he hits a rough patch politically, guess who he turns to for advice? Yep, his wife. Rumor has it that when Macron messes up, Brigitte doesn't hold back sometimes, even slapping him to keep him in line. And he never complains. On top of that, Macron spoils her like crazy. Whenever Brigitte asks about government stuff, he spills everything. Some insiders even say that most policies only go through after Brigitte gives the green light. It's almost like she's pulling the strings from behind the scenes. And let's be real, back during the 2017 campaign, people were already calling her Macron's secret weapon. So maybe it's time to ask, who's really running the show in France?
Do you know the story of President Macron and his wife? Macron was just 15 when he fell for Bridget, a 40-year-old married woman whose daughter Laurence was his classmate at school. She gradually fell under his spell, and the affair caused a scandal in the provincial city they both lived in. Macron's parents, both doctors, sent him to board in Paris for his sixth form studies, but he continued to pursue her. "My head was in a mess," Bridget said. "At the moment of my father's death, I was taken over by a hurricane inside me. For me, such a young boy was crippling. Emmanuel had to leave for Paris. I told myself he would fall in love with someone his own age. It didn't happen." She gave up teaching drama at the class where she met Macron. "The only obstacle was my children," Bridget said. "I took my time so I would not wreck their lives. That lasted 10 years, the time to put them on the rails. You can imagine what they were hearing, but I didn't want to miss out on my life." She divorced her estranged husband in 2006 and married Macron in 2007 when he was a young civil servant. Her son is now 48, 3 years older than President Macron, and her daughters are 46 and 39.
Brigitte Macron, Emmanuel Macron, President of France's wife, was accused first by French journalists and then by my friend Candace Owens, who's one of the nicest people I've ever met.
Yeah, she's
very
incredible.
smart.
She's incredible.
And everyone's always, Candace Owens a hater. Candace Owens is the opposite of a hater, but she's a very kind person. But she comes out and she's like, I will wager my professional credibility on the claim that Macron's wife is actually a man. And I was like, Candace Owens, I love you, but I think this is too crazy.
Yeah.
And then it turns out she's right.
Yeah.
What is so? Can you just explain? My mind is blown.
While I am not a good fan of Macron, President Macron. This is a trending video that's been going around, and I just wanted to give my 2 cents about it. So before we touch about the actual trending video about his wife shoving his face, let's just touch on the trending or the ongoing accusation that his wife Bridget might be a trans woman. Now we cannot, there's been no proof confirming this is true, while there are certain points that Candace Owens have pointed at that would actually point in that direction. There is actually no concrete confirmation, and obviously, whether she is or not, it's her choice to publicly let people know what was her journey so far up until this point. Nonetheless, if she really is, allegedly, I don't see the reason why they will hide this, because this is, in this day and age now, people are, especially people in that community, are fighting for their rights to be able to live loud and proud and, without hiding and all of that stuff. So I don't see why someone who holds such power or who is in that particular kind of limelight will still be ashamed and, hide such from the public. Also, another touchy subject, it has to do with the fact that, this was a very odd start to their relationship, considering the age gap and especially the age Macron was at the time when they started having this relationship, allegedly. That was quite something to look into as well. But now they're adults, so I guess we can all move past that, because that was their business at that time. And then also with this particular current trending topic where she had shoved her husband, President Macron, on the face. As an African myself, we do playfully shove people. Shoving can be playful, while shoving can be a sign of violence, like fight. There is still some form of shoving that can be playful. All right, it's quite more common than you think for us. So initially, when I first saw the first bit where it was just a hand kind of pushing his face, I thought maybe it was just a playful joke, because people do play like that, like where from, like I stated earlier, people do play that way. But when I was like, there's probably more to this, was when they were coming down the stairs and then he kind of tried to stretch his hand out to hold her hand, but she wouldn't give him a hand. So that kind of signified that, there is something more, that maybe people's speculation might be right in this instance. But hey, I wasn't there, and none of the people that were around there would come out and tell us, spill the tea, because, confidentiality, it's not their place to do that. They will lose their job and all of that. So what do you think? Do you think that was a playful joke? Do you think, it's something we need to look into, that probably DV happens across all borders, across all economical status or stratification level? But the only thing is that the people who are not powerful, not poor, get to pay the price for perpetrating all this DV, but then the powerful people get away with it. Let us know what you think in the comment section below. Like, comment, and share if you like this kind of video. Let me know by clicking a like, leaving a comment as well. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.